family, this is one of the most important shows that I'm going to do probably before daylight savings time. When was that? When is daylight savings? Anybody know? I'm still getting myself in position, family. I really want you to share this. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Can you hear me? Press 7. I really want you to share this. I'm still getting in position. My apologies. Let me turn my mic up a little bit. Check 1 2, check 1 2. How I sound? How my audio sound? Check 1 2, check 1 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Let me get myself in position, family. This is going to be one of the most important shows, family. I'm gonna tell you something, family. I got to be careful with this because I know people really. Let me. I'll get myself ready while I'm looking at y'all. Hold up. Let me see. Check. Family, I got to be careful with this because I know a lot of people think that, okay, this is conspiracy theory and that this is just I'm talking and just this is this, that, and the third. No, that ain't that. So I need you to work with me. Give me 1 second. AM. What that mean? Sunday. Hey, so yeah, I'm a little bit superstitious. I had my Moorish World TV sign upside down. Sunday, March 9th, 2:30 or so AM. What is that? What does that mean? All right, y'all gotta wait for me. I gotta get my elderberry. I gotta get my kombucha right. So how y'all been doing, family? I need y'all to share this. This is one of them great critical thinking shows that I need people to understand. So I don't want people to think that. Oh, let me first say that this podcast, this YouTube presentation is in no way accusing anybody of anything. I'm not trying to libel or slander anybody. Okay. Or Sunday is daylight savings hour. All right. Thank you so much, Starlight. Welcome back. I'm not trying to slander anybody. I am only giving my theory of events that have happened in the past that will paint a picture of what we see in the present. That's all I'm trying to do. And as other news outlets have done, they have seen a connection between Trump and Russia. Anybody ever see any other news reels where they have connected Trump to Russia before this election? Press 7 if anybody's seen any of that. Anybody seen any of that? Well, in this presentation here tonight, I'm going to be connecting not only as have we connected Tariq Nasheed to Trump, but I can also connect him to Russia. And now y'all might think that that's a tall glass to fill. It's really not. Listen, I know people get caught up. This is why I'm not having a music play right now. I know people get caught up in the antics or the introduction and all of that. And I want people to really understand how deep this is. The CI, and man, they run deep. Have you ever noticed that some of the people that you consider to be podcasters, that you consider to be influencers, that they have been all around the world, and it seems as if you go back and look, it's not a vacation. They're not on vacation. They're just not on vacation. I mean, everywhere. I think I may do that show tomorrow and show you how many countries. I mean, I may have to just number them, but I can go at least to 30 countries where this individual has been, and until he was banned. But nobody never really go into questioning why he was banned. Why? Well, there's a reason why he was banned, and I think I have a hint on it for you tonight. I think I have a hint on it for you tonight. So, with that being said, I don't even. Most people be thinking that people be traveling to these countries, especially influencers, for entertainment or for content. But nah, family. It's more deeper than that. And I'm telling you, after all of these years, a person will not even tell you their birth name. If that is not a red flag, then there is no such thing as a red flag. There is no such thing. So tonight, my monologue is my introduction, because we're about to get started. Why is my table shaking like that? Well, I'm shaking like that. My camera not, but anyway. But so family, let's get right into it. Let me ask you, how many people think that this FBA concept is an operation or just a grift? How many people? I don't do the issues and views. Family, I've looked issue and views. I think they do pay YouTubers a percentage of the commercials, but I don't place the commercials there. YouTube placed them there. I don't place them there. I actually went to try to cut the commercials off, but there's no way that I could do it. I tried because everybody complained about the commercials. I tried to cut them off. I'll look again. If somebody know anything about how to disable commercials, hit me up and I'll disable them. You know what I mean? I'll disable them. Issues and views, I don't put the commercials there. Only time you can put commercials in a video is when you upload. But when you're live streaming, you have no control over the commercials, as far as I know. But I do want to get paid. Absolutely. My time is very valuable. I mean, my time is very valuable, and I would like to get paid. So if you have a few extra coins and you respect the research, you respect the diligence and the consistency that I've been putting forth, please drop a few coins to support your podcaster, Brother Tahaka Bey. I got legal matters facing. I got all types of stuff I'm up against, and a few extra coins would be nice. Even if it's just for a cup of coffee to keep me up so I can focus on the work that I have to do, my children, and putting these shows together, as well as the paperwork that I have to help to put together for court, dealing with social media theatrics, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. So if you think I'm gonna feel ashamed about getting a few extra $2-3, I'm really not. So if you wasn't being facetious, here's the Cash App, and I thank you for your support. You know what I mean? Thank you, family. You know what I mean? Like that used to be the trick knowledge back in the day. Oh, you just doing this for views. Yes, I am doing this for views. I'm doing this for clicks. I'm doing it for views, but I do it with integrity, and I do it in a way that you can also go look up and find everything that I share with you. So with that being said, family, thank you for joining me here on Moorish World TV. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And now we're going to get this thing started like it's supposed to be started. Let's just get it in. Appreciate you. Let's do this. So what I'm going to show you tonight is this connection. I need my headphones on. So what I'm telling you is that FBA is a part of an operation, and I want you to listen to me if you're able to. FBA is a part of an operation that was organized allegedly by a hidden hand. And what I mean by a hidden hand, it's that hand that you really don't see, and you may not even be able to comprehend what that hidden hand is about, or why would they do this? What is the importance of this? Family, if you understand the art of war, you understand that propaganda is the deciding factor of being victorious in a war. Now, there are all different types of war. There's bloody wars, there's propaganda wars, there's information wars, there's wars even on the mind and for the hearts and minds of people. So there's all type of wars. But when you're dealing with something like a FBA is quite a few layers to it. One of the things about Foundational Black American is to get you emotionally charged so you can respond. Once you, and they have done this forever, they always find a way to get you emotionally charged. Like, for instance, I have a lot of brothers in the Nation of Islam. Love them as if we came out of the same womb. However, I believe, have confidence in faith and research to prove that the white man, the devil concept was pushed purposely in order to get people emotionally charged so they can respond and be directed any which way you want them to be directed. So if you want them to cause a riot in a courtroom, you can get them emotionally charged. If you want them cause a disturbance in public, you can do a trigger word and they'll be triggered. And as you look back in history, you'll see that many times. You'll see it many times. Still no chat. I refresh. I see you on the chat. Let me see. I see you on the chat. Yeah, you there. You there. So family. So this is a serious show tonight. What I'm saying is that we as a people, we have always been, our emotions have always been used against us as a people. Melanated people, copper tone people have always been used against themselves. I mean, has been used against themselves. And we have to be aware of this. And so FBA is no more than another one of those tricks. It's another one of those tricks. Foundational Black American is another one of those tricks to get you emotionally involved, to make you feel as if the disenfranchisement of you as a people is now being addressed, when a lineage does not address disenfranchisement. It just does not. It just does not. And anything that one wants you to do, even to persuade you to vote for Trump or to set out from a vote, is a part of the first emotional tug to get you interested in Foundational Black American concept, and then to direct you in the way in which they want you to go. Do you understand what I'm saying? Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. I want to say it one more time before I start my slides. When a person or a group or a government can get a group of people emotionally charged any way that they want to direct them, they will go. So, for instance, take the Foundational Black Americans now riding with Trump. Now, what I'm telling you is that I'm not saying to ride with the Democrats. I'm not saying that at all. You know, my concept is, and I said it the other night, I believe that melanated people need to pull out of all politics, sit back for a minute, because it never benefited us anyway. Sit back for a minute, readjust, realign, and then reapproach. That's what I think. I don't think that we understand politics enough, because how we've been playing politics haven't benefited us. So if we want to play the game of politics, I'm of the thought that we shouldn't vote for anybody. Just let the chips fall where they may, because they do that anyway. Pull out, organize, and reapproach. Or continue to do what you're doing, and those that organize, and reapproach. That's your only chance for politics at this point. I mean, that's your only chance for politics at this point. But anyway, so what's going on is, when we get the wind of, say, a FBA leader saying things like Trump is Trump is growing on me. What you may not understand is that alignment was already in place probably 5 or 6 years ago. However, the controlled opposition is given a script. And whatever that script is, that is what they operate under. You know what I'm saying? That is what they operate under. And so for years, you'll see the script of a rapper. You'll see the script of a gangster rapper. You'll see the script of a pimp, of a Mac. You see the script of a what would you call it? Maybe of the conscious persuasion. Then you see a script of appear to be a political persuasive person. But when you get to the nitty gritty, these are all scripts. And we as a people have not been able to critically examine and identify that which is a script and who is genuine. So this is a script. And I'm going to prove it to you. It's theory. It's theory. But I believe that this theory is pretty much self-evident. Do you know what I'm saying? And so let's get started. Here we go. Let's get started. So there was a story in the news at one time. And in that story, the question was asked, have Trump and Putin met before? Now, at one point, Trump would say that him and Putin had never met. And then he doubled back and said they did met, or vice versa. You follow what I'm saying? So at one point, Trump was bashful to say that he met with Putin. That was around 2012, 2013 period. You follow me? And it would make you wonder, why would one try to hide the fact that they had a relationship with a foreign dignitary? In this case, Putin. It was written in 2016 that Mr. Trump campaign and transition team was accused of conspiring with Russian agents to influence the U.S. election in the Republican candidate's favor. Do anybody remember that story in 2016? Anybody remember that story? He said, leave the mic up. Do anybody got mic problems? I don't want it to bleed over, because when you say that sometimes, Crip, and I go back and listen to it, it'd be bleeding over. It'd be bleeding over, and my vocals sound crazy after the fact. So I don't want to turn it up too loud. I'm watching the bars, and it's going into the red. So, I mean, you got to, bro, I don't know if you got a problem with your hearing thing, but your device, but I see mine going in the red, and sometimes when I go back and check it out, it bleeds, and it doesn't sound proper. So, do anybody else, high sounds to everybody else? Let's do a consensus. Let's do a consensus. Okay, good. Because I want this is a real important one, Cryptonomics. This is a real important one. The connection is going to blow some people's mind. Thank you so much, Crip, for all your diligent efforts here here on Moorish World TV, making sure that we are safe when the building. You are changing it, and it goes up and down. You was good before, but I put it down. I put it down a little bit because it looked like it was bleeding. All right, but thank you so much for your diligence here, Cryptonomics. You have kept us safe for the last few years here at Moorish World TV, exposing hidden frauds. You all has kept us safe, and we really appreciate you here at Moorish World TV. Just keep the body scanner scanning those who come through the door so I can teach in peace. Thank you so much, Cryptonomics. I'm messing with you. Appreciate you. But check this out. It says U.S. intelligence agencies concluded in 2016 that Russia was behind an effort to tip the scales of U.S. elections against Hillary Clinton with a state-authorized campaign cyber attack and fake news stories planted on social media. Both the Russia and U.S. presidents had poured scorn on suggestions of conclusion, with Mr. Trump calling it the greatest political witch hunt in history. So, family, remember, all of the rumors that Trump and Russia was conspiring, if we're paying attention, we can see that today that it appears to be a reality, because today then nobody's covering anything up like they were yesterday. Peter Conradi in GQ magazine, he states, describing the relationship of bromance. Now, this is 2013 through 15. We're in 2025. And back then, it was described as a bromance. We're going to get to Mr. Tariq in a minute. Trump stated, I do have a relationship with Putin. I met him once, and I spoke indirectly and directly with President Putin, who could not have been nicer. From 2016, during his election campaign, his stance changed. Now, during the campaign, he said that he never met Putin. Now, you know when that happens, there's something going on behind the scenes. But I know the connection to Mr. Nasheed is going to blow your mind. And people think that Tariq Nasheed just recently changed his stance. No, the script changed. That's all. The script changed. That's the only thing that happened. The script changed. Trump turns towards Russia, breaking decades of U.S. policy. Now, this is current news this month. The extraordinary pivot is unpending decades of hawkish foreign policy, raising questions about the future of post-World War II global security project. Now, this is March 3rd, 2023, today, 2:35 p.m. President Trump has said Ukraine, not Russia, started the war. Now, let me tell you something about this thing about Ukraine. When people get all up in arms about what happened at the Oval Office with the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, if that's his name. Yep, Trump had a beauty pageant in Russia. That's right. You're absolutely right. So the play is to now this is theory. This is conspiracy theory. The play was to conflict with Zelensky in order to side with Russia right before the public. So when Zelensky, let me just say Ukrainian president. Let me just say the Ukrainian president. So when he steps out the car and meets Trump, the first thing Trump does is disrespect his attire. That's the first thing he does. He disrespects his attire. He said, "Oh, you're dressed up," or something to that matter. You know, now in different cultures, people perceive, not saying that a suit is or is not the culture of Ukraine, but we all know that in different cultures, something that's appropriate in one culture is not appropriate in another culture, or they just not going to bend. It's just like when Yusuf Arafat came here and he wore his Islamic garbs, or the Islamic or the African people come here from African country, Gambia, wherever, and they wear their African garbs. Whatever Zelensky, whatever the Ukrainian president was wearing, the trigger started when he got out of that car. Anybody see when he got out that car? But he didn't bite the bait. By the time it got into the Oval Office, those triggers did what they were supposed to do. Because it was intentional. It was intentional to cause a rift in order to say, okay, we're not sending no money. We're going to cut them off. I mean, listen, I don't have a horse in a race. Whatever they want to do, let them do. I'm not trying to say send them a dime. I'm just trying to show you the play. Because this is how the CI plays. This is how they play the game. When you see the figurehead talking, you think it's just the figurehead. But no, this is a CI play. So it says, not Vladimir Putin, a dictator. Meanwhile, so Trump called the Ukrainian president the dictator. You feel me? So he can convince the public that it's okay to stand back and stand down. That's what this was all about. This was a play. This was a play to be justified in pulling out. And they make it look like it's money. It's all about money. We sent billions of dollars. And because most people don't understand money, currency, fiat, and how money works as it on that level, that they like, that's right, we spent all this money, because most people understand budgets between hundreds to thousands of dollars. But when you talk about billions of dollars, people don't understand that type of money. And so, but it'll get emotionally charged. And so when they see the conflict, it's easier for the public to digest the pulling out of support of the Ukrainian president. But the objective is to align the United States with Russia. You see? Because the United States see the bigger problem with Europe coming together and possibly China. And even if Europe don't come together because of the disdain for the United States or Russia, China has an axe to grind with the United States. So the objective is to connect the United States into a friendship better than a friendship with than what we seen in the Cold War. And I'm going to show it to you. Somebody say, Cap, would you like to call in when I finish? Now, wait till I finish my slides first. It says, in just over a month, Trump has executed a startling realignment of American foreign policy, effectively throwing U.S. support behind Moscow, and rejecting the tight alliance which KYIV cultivated by former President Joe Biden. So you know they have vilified Joe Biden, rightfully so. I don't believe any of them had our best interests at heart anyway. But they have vilified Joe Biden in order to make this pact with America and Russia solid. And you're going to see in a minute. Now, yeah, it's just theory right now. But wait, and let me tell you something about these shows like this. One thing about these shows like this is new information. So a lot of people, and it's a new perspective. So a lot of people may reject it. But when you really critically think about this, not choosing sides, not trying to choose one over the other, but just critically think, I think you'll be able to see the point. So these charts I'm about to show, it illustrates dozens of links including meetings between Russian officials and members of Trump campaign and administration. His daughter ties to Putin friends, Trump 2013 visit to Moscow for the Miss Universe pageant, and his short-lived marital arts venture with the Putin favorite athletes. The solid lines mark established facts, while dotted ones represent speculative and unproven connections. Now, let's look at some of these connections. Let me blow it up for you. Look, and this is crazy when you really consider it. Let's blow it up for you. Now this is some of the connections. All right, check this out. So Trump, U.S. presidency. This is the first presidency. Carter Page, Trump political advisor, along with two other advisors, met in July with top managers from, let me get me a pointer. Can I get me a pointer? Let me get me a pointer. Yeah, I'm going to get me a pointer. Let me get me a pointer. Give me 1 second. Let me get me a pointer. All right. There we go. Met with Rosanov, oil majority owned by Russian government. Owned shares with Gazprom, Russian energy giant owned by Russian state. Sergei Kislyak, Russian ambassador to the USA, to the U.S. So, and this is Trump political advisor and his relationships with those connected to Putin. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Roger Stone claims to be friend, and this one says mystery person, tipped Stone to Hillary campaign emails would be published by. Now this is, and remember, Stone claims to be friends of Trump. But Stone also hosted a series on RT Gremlin-funded propaganda network. I want you to pay close attention. This is a critical thinking show here. Material that WikiLeaks published during the election was reported hacked by Guru Russian military intelligence. All right? So here's the connection, and this Roger Stone claims to be friend. Okay. The Paul Manafort. Are y'all following me so far? Press 7 if y'all follow me so far. GOP operative, Trump campaign manager until 2016, mid-2016. All right? It says, see more detail about the Manafort chart below. And we're going to get to that in a minute. You know what I mean? If y'all can follow me, but you got to, this is an educational stream tonight. You got to be able to follow me to see these connections, because these connections are going to bring you right to FBA in a minute. All right? All right, now, here we go. Let's go to the next chart. All right. Here's the next chart. Michael Flynn appeared and was paid by RT Gremlin-funded, remember RT Gremlin-funded propaganda network. Former Trump National Security Advisor resigned in February after inaccurate accounts with Sergei, ambassador to the U.S., with Russia. All right. As director of Defense Intelligence Agency in 2013, visited the headquarters of GRU, Russia Military Intelligence Agency. These are people that have relationships, you feel me? That have relationships with Russia, but are officials either in the Trump campaign or in the first Trump administration. We got to pay attention to this, man. You got to pay attention. All right, let's go to the next one. Stay with me. Now, let's go to the next one. The next one. Here we go. Paul Manafort, GOP operative, Trump campaign manager until mid-2016. Now, we're back at Manafort, former business partner. All right, now let's go over to the left side. One-time business partner of Dmitry. Let me blow this up so you actually can see it properly, because you need to see these connections for real. Forget me. So, business partner of Dmitry Flataz, Ukrainian ostrich whose sweetheart business deal associates of Vladimir Putin. All right? Now, advisor to Viktor Yankee, whatever, I can't pronounce it, former president of Ukraine, receiving financial backing from Fiktash, or political ally of Vladimir Putin. These people are playing both sides. Roger Stone, all right? He's partnered with these people. Roger Stone, but he's also the campaign manager until mid-2016. Roger Stone, GOP operative and Trump political advisor. And we'll get into Stone in a minute because it's a bigger chart. Okay. One-time business partner of Oleg, Russian Orkech, I might got it wrong, who is close to Vladimir Putin. All right. Business associate of Kilomenik, Ukrainian political operative formerly affiliated with GRU, Russia Military Intelligence Agency, Vladimir Putin. So the point that I'm making is that these relationships that you see are old relationships. And many people seeing the play with this stuff playing out on TV because it seemed like we got amnesia or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's keep it going. Now, Miss U.S. pageant hosted over here, if y'all can't see, hosted in Moscow in 2013 by Trump. And Ariez, Russian Orkach, I hope I'm saying it right, who has received major construction contracts from the Kremlin, Vladimir Putin. Sergei Milan, Trump associate head of Russian American Chamber of Commerce, one alleged information source for the Doja, private document alleging ties between Trump and Russia government. It's dotted, so it's not a lot of evidence there, but it is theorized. Anyway, Trump Organization, international conglomerate that comprises Trump business ventures and investment, mysterious private service connected to, and it's dotted, Alpha Bank, private bank, commercial bank in Russia, and that is to Vladimir Putin, but there's dots, so there's not a lot of evidence there, but it seems to be possible. All right, Fedor, mixed martial arts star, former Trump business partner, friend of Vladimir Putin. Felix Sater, business associate of Trump, and then there is a slide to go over his. I'm moving fast, family, because I know we got microwave focus. But anyway, now we get to Felix. Let's get to Felix. Felix is the business associate of Trump, pleaded guilty to stock fraud scheme with ties to Russian mafia, reportedly has ties with U.S. law enforcement. Now, that brings me to stop here. This is why people have to pay attention when Tariq make posts like this. So Mike Flynn is offering to testify. Is the Trump administration Russia probe in exchange for immunity? He sounds like a mafia snitch. Now, people that pay attention to Tariq Nasheed probably don't even understand where that came from. What that got to do with anything? But when you understand these mafia connections, and how does the average person, FBA, can make a connect? They probably thinking that he's just spitting rhetoric. I mean, mafia snitch, what? We never heard anything about no mafia snitch. But when you pull the layers back, you will find that there is mafia speculations within the whole body of this conglomerate that brings Trump into presidency. Anyway, reputedly has ties to Flitage. You know what I mean? The Ukrainian ostrich who has ties to Vladimir Putin. The Russian mafia guy also have U.S. law enforcement and intelligence agency have documented extensive links between Russia organized crime and Russian president. You follow me? Now, Felix, also Sal Loria, FBI informant and convicted felon who brokered a $150 million deal for satire with FL Group, Icelandic hedge fund tied to Putin, invested in Trump's Soho project via Loria. Are y'all with me so far? Family, I may be talking fast, and maybe this is pretty much a lot of information to take in so fast, but what I would encourage you to do is go back and fact check what I'm saying. These connections were way before 2025. Way before 2025. These are 2013 through 2016, and then this way before that. So I'm just trying to show people that listen, this is not something that just happened overnight. And when we throw the FBA part in the middle, you'll understand why Tariq Nasheed throws in the propaganda the way that he does. You're going to see that in a minute. Okay, let's get with Trump people in connection with Vladimir people. Donald Trump Jr., Trump's son and co-manager of his business, spoke at an event held by a French think tank run by Fabien Bassart, along with his Syrian-born wife, Rhonda Cassis, cooperated with Russia in its effort in the Syrian civil war. Bassart also nominated Putin for a Nobel Peace Prize. You follow me? Now, Ivanka Trump, Trump's daughter's friend of Wendy Dang, ex-wife of Rupert Murdoch, friend of Roman A. Dasher, Amberich, Akarich, and socialite wife of Vladimir Putin. Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law and White House senior advisor, met in Trump Tower with Michael Flynn. Sergei, Russian ambassador to the U.S. who works for the Russian government. Like I said, I might be going fast, but what I'm doing is I'm showing you these connections. Now, one of the things that we pointed out was RT News. Now, the RT News that they was pointing out about some of these people that was working for RT News and been on RT News, they was pointing this out for a major reason. One of the major reasons is RT News is for Russia Today. All right? Russia Today. You follow me? Now listen to what Russia Today is all about. Let me open it up for you. All right. Russia Today. Executives and Rahit members Russia's government influence operations. RT, formerly Russia Today, is a Russian state-funded news outlet that began broadcasting internationally in 2005. In 2017, RT registered as an agent of a foreign government, right? As a foreign government in the United States beginning in early 2024. Let me get Chubb Rock out of here. All right. Now you ain't got to worry about how I read Chubb Rock. I know you're not the real Chubb Rock, but anyway. Beginning in early... No, he gone. He ain't got to watch his mouth. Let him keep talking. Let him keep talking, Grip. Beginning in early 2024, RT executive began an effort to covertly recruit unwitting American influencers. Family, did you hear what I just said? Press 7 if you heard me. Beginning in early 2024, RT executive began an effort to covertly recruit unwitting American influencer. Now, I believe that it had happened before then, and I'm going to tell you why. RT used the front company to disguise its own involvement or the involvement of the Russian government. So RT, Russia Today, is owned by the Russian government, and it's a propaganda think tank that is fronting as a news source to push propaganda. Right? Watch this. Margarita Simonona is the editor-in-chief of RT and central figure in Russian government malign influence efforts. She allowed the operations of the front company to occur under the cover of RT. Elizaveta is the deputy executive, etc., etc. It's a reason why I'm trying to help you understand about this Russia Today. It's very important that you understand. Russia Today, let me open this up. I want y'all to see the whole thing. Give me 1 second. Why Russia broadcaster RT turned covertly funding American pro-Trump influencers. Remember, they are covertly paying American pro-Trump influencers. Does it sound familiar to you? They are engaged in covert influence activities aimed at undermining American elections and democracies. And I'm not saying to tell you who to vote for. I'm just giving you the research. Functioning as a de facto arm of Russia's intelligence apparatus. Are y'all listening? Functioning like a de facto arm of Russia's intelligence apparatus, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said at a press conference this month. That includes a scheme to funnel nearly $10 million to pro-Trump American influencers. Now you see why a lot of these thirsty, begging, hungry, black, melanated influencers are moving over to Trump. Remember, what's his name? What's the flat earth guy? The flat earth guy, my guy. Man, I forgot his name. Remember he said, yeah, Trump paying money? The flat earther, come on, man. The rapper, man. I didn't forgot his name. Brand Nubian brother. I didn't forgot his name, man. I didn't wipe them out of my name. I didn't wipe them out of my mind, man. Lord Jamal. I'm sorry. Lord Jamal. He said it on a podcast that Trump pays. Lord Jamal. He said that Trump pays. This includes a scheme to funnel $10 million to pro-Trump American influencers, over which the Justice Department recently indicted 2 RT employees. Responding to Blinken's accusations, an RT statement joked that the organization has been broadcasting straight out of KGB headquarters all the time. You see that? Now, why is this so important? Because I'm telling you that the FBA is an operation whether you like it or not. It's an operation whether you like it or not. Anything that causes chaos. Watch this, family. Listen closely. Please listen closely. This is one of the most important shows, and I hope y'all share this. Anything that causes chaos. The organizational behavior of Russia Today. RT, formerly Russia Today, is one of the most important organizations in the global political economy of disinformation. Family, I'm going to ask you to press 7 a million times. That RT not only is a Russian government apparatus, it's also designed for disinformation. Press 7 if you heard me. It is the most richly funded, well-staffed, formal organization in the world, producing, disseminating, and marketing news in the service of the Kremlin. It is an agency accused of many things, but little is known about all the creative work involved in financing, governing, training, motivating RT activities. To understand more about the production of the political news and the information by RT, we investigate its organizational behavior through in-depth interviews of current and former staff. Our data show that RT is an opportunist channel that is used as an instrument of state defense policy to meddle in politics of other states. The channel has been established in shadows of Soviet media system, and its organization behavior is characterized by Soviet-style controlled. Keywords: Russia Today, propaganda, disinformation, public diplomacy, etc. And why do I speak so strong about that, family? The reason why I speak so strong about that is because you see that RT in the corner? You know what that RT in the corner stand for? Huh? What that RT right there stand for? I didn't put it there. This is the propaganda.
Chart the graph of success of the civil rights movement, as it's called in America.
Mm-hmm.
In the 50s and 60s, you had the repeal of many of the Jim Crow laws.
Right.
You had legally rights given, and then it seemed in the 70s to kind of peak, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And for 25 years, Black community has been going backwards in a lot of ways. To me, it seems like there's a lack of leadership, because when people talk about the black community issues, they always go back to the Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, and these are dinosaurs from decades ago. Where's the new young Malcolm X, Martin Luther King? What's going on?
Oh, dead. They shot all our leaders, and that's what happens. We don't need another leader in the black community. That's the last thing we need. We don't need any more leaders, because there is no leader in the white community. There is no leader in the Jewish community. There is no leader in the Asian community. They all work together and create a system of empowerment for themselves. In the black community, we're told, just get you another leader so we can kill them. So we need to get a system of empowerment and a code of conduct so that we can get real tangible empowerment. See, the civil rights movement was actually a failure. It wasn't a success because there was nothing.
When Tariq Nasheed says the civil rights movement was a failure, we know that that's a lie. Every objective that the civil rights movement set out to achieve, at least they have a 50% success rate or better. Maybe I would venture to say 75% success rate. Even with the rolling back of some of the things that was put in place, like Roe versus Wade and all of that stuff, they had a success rate. Did I agree with the objective of all of the policies that they wanted in place? Absolutely not. But what they set out to do, they had a success rate. But this is the propaganda
that was tangible from it. There were a bunch of symbolic gestures. They said, okay, you have the right to vote, but you don't have the money to back up your vote. And what happened, they put a lot of token politicians in cities as mayors.
And that's the thing. The civil rights movement didn't give anybody the right to vote. And that's such a big lie. People had been voting in the 20s and in the 1800s. The civil rights movement tried to put things in place to protect the right to vote. In other words, not to be attacked when you go to the voting polls, not to be shunned and pushed away. The civil rights movement tried to put protections around voting, not giving you the right to vote. And so this is the propaganda machine. And they always talk about the 60s gave us the right. Man, people was voting in the 20s. What are you talking about?
Okay, you have the right to vote, but you don't have the money to back up your vote. And what happened, they put a lot of token politicians in cities as mayors during the 1970s, especially in the city where I live in, Los Angeles. They put in Tom Bradley. He was the mayor from 73 to the early 90s.
And that's the thing about propaganda. When they use terms like they put somebody in position, you can't put a mayor is voted in. And unless people vote ignorantly and Tom Bradley is able to convince the public that he's their man, and then he flipped the script once he in, that is not they put him in or the man put him in. That's one of the things where we confuse our people when we talk about they, or they said this or they said that. What it is that people would run on a campaign with certain bullet points, certain talking points, and certain things that they say they're going to do. And then when they get in, they flip. But it's the people that is not able to critically think and see that this is an imposter. But when you say that they put them in, it make people believe that some little guy sitting behind a curtain like the Wizard of Oz say, okay, you're going to be the mayor. It don't work like that. Now, you can have people that put money in your campaign. You can have people to try to wield influence. But at the end of the day, in the mayoral race, the people have to go and actually vote. And he has to fool the people that he's the man, or she's the woman.
At that time, the gang problem was at its peak. In all of these cities, they would put these black mayors in Detroit and these black politicians all over the place, and they would keep the economics within the white community. So the black communities went to hell, and they had a black face to put on top of it.
See, that's those emotional heartstrings that they're pulling right there. That's not how politics work. That they don't put nobody in. And this is what I'm saying. That's why I say we need to withdraw from politics, learn political science on the very basement level, on the very basic level, and then re-engage. Because you'll have people pushing out propaganda to act like somebody is putting people in place. No, they're being financed, of course, but it's the people that would have to be fooled by the rhetoric where people talk to get in that position, and they have to vote.
So we have to be very careful by understanding the rules of white supremacy.
All right, we got to cut it off there. Tariq, thanks so much for being on the Kaiser Report.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's going to...
And now, so we see that this is a Russian propaganda think tank. And so it seems organic. It seems organic the way that the talk is going. But that's how it's supposed to seem. But in that, it's the emotional triggers that to get people involved, get people support. So when you say go left, they go left. And when you say go right, they go right. That's what it is. And that's the same thing that happened with FBA. We're going to sit on the couch. We're going to sit it out. We're not voting without tangibles. Tariq never says who he's voting for. He's never say why he support Trump. He never really definitively says he support Trump, but he gives a lot of hints that he support Trump. But that's the propaganda. And as you can see, now he hasn't been on there one time, but he's been on there quite a few times. You see right there with no tie on. You see him right here with a tie on. And again, remember that RT is the most important organization in political economy of disinformation. Do you think how do a person that sold themselves as a Mac, how does a person that sold themselves as a rapper, how does a person that sold themselves as a conscious documentarian find themselves sitting in a news room with a propaganda news station owned by Russia? How does that work? Come on, somebody help me. Somebody help me. I ain't playing. How does that work? Y'all believe that just happened? Who believes that just happens? That don't just happens. This is all this is organized. Family, are y'all with me or did y'all go to sleep? Are y'all with me or did y'all go to sleep? That just don't happen. That just don't happen. You just don't find yourself in a Russian propaganda TV studio. That don't happen. Any fool that think that just happenstance happened, you are crazy. That just don't happen. And this is way before 2025. This is way before 2025. This is 2015 he's talking this. And you know what? Check out the propaganda. Check out the propaganda. Start here.
But every time we try to hook up, they say, whenever we talk about injustices, they always tell white people, hey, how do they treat you as an American going over there? Man, they love us over there. There's a myth that Africans don't like African Americans over there. There's a myth that Africans don't like African Americans. There's a myth that Africans don't like African Americans. Because, whenever we talk about injustices, they always tell black people, hey, well, you don't like it, just go back to Africa. But every time we try to hook up, they sabotage it. Hey, go back to Marcus Garvey. When we try to hook up with Africa with Garvey,
And what I'm telling you about the CI is these scripts change all the time. And they bank on the ignorance of the receiver, which is us, not to call it out. They bank on. And when I say they, I'm saying that those who wish us not to be empowered or informed so we can make an informed decision. The script changes so often, and it's amazing to me that no one, especially in this digital age, no one goes back. No one goes back to check and see, is this person consistent? Family, if this was the court of law, if this was a tribunal, the inconsistency are so dramatic that it wouldn't even stand a chance to adjudicate someone innocent in this. It wouldn't stand a chance. Which do you recommend? Super Check? I recommend the Cash Apps issues and views because Super Chats, they take, 30%? By the time it get to me, I might get me a sandwich. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I recommend it. Thank you so much, issues and views. I appreciate you. I definitely recommend the Cash Apps because they YouTube hits you hard, boy. YouTube something. But let me get back to it. Thank you so much for your support. So listen to, and then the thing is with propaganda, people have to understand that the way that propaganda work is it doesn't always agree with you. It doesn't always agree with you. You understand what I'm saying? So 1 minute, the way propaganda work is, let me see if I can find this right quick. If I got it. Let me see. One way that propaganda work is that it'll flip all the way into another direction that you be like, well, maybe he just changed his mind. Maybe he just changed his mind. But nah, the script just changed. That's all. That's all that happened. 1 second. Let me see. I got to find this. I want to find this other one for you real quick. Yeah, that's all that happened. You know what I mean? The person just changed the script, and now they reading from another script. I'm trying to find in that interview, he actually calls Trump a racist. You know what I mean? He actually calls Trump a racist in that interview. If I can find it. I thought I had it. Let me see. I thought I had it saved somewhere. But but this is the whole point in a nutshell. The whole point in a nutshell is that this stuff changes all the time, family. All the time. Whatever the script change, that's when the propaganda change. And that's what's just going to happen. Let me go back to my slides real quick, because I wanted to play that one where he calls Trump, that Trump be using code language to be racist. Do you know what I mean? Hold on. So this is the RT where Tariq has appeared quite a few times, and you notice in the broadcast, from the written broadcast, they was talking about how people. Why your boy look extra stuffy in his picture? Yeah, that's him. But you know the thing is that I think Broden had some, and this is why you see Tariq doing Trump presentations now and trying to straddle the fence. You see what I'm saying? He's trying to straddle the fence. So he recently did this today. Trump G-checks Ukraine president. Because he don't want to show. I mean, I don't even know why he tried to cover himself now as if he doesn't support Trump. I mean, it's very clear now and it's evident now. But this has been there. This has been there. People just was not paying attention. And so he says Trump G-checks Ukraine president. You see? So you know that RT relationship is a real thing. It's a real thing. Like, I'm telling you that a person that has described themselves from Alabama coming up through the ranks of some mysterious ranks in California, ending up across the water on a Russian propaganda news station. Come on, man. You can't run from this. And so people, because the objective is so subtle, it doesn't seem real. But let me tell you something. Manipulation is not supposed to be easily detected. Infiltration is not supposed to be easily detected. Do you understand? Press 7 if you understand. Thank you, Tom, and all your assistants. Oh man, y'all helped me out today. Thank you, Tom. Black girls read. Listen. Do y'all believe that infiltration's supposed to be easily detected? Do y'all believe that one day somebody gonna say, aha, you got me? Nobody is going to say, aha, you got me. Nobody's never going to say that. Nobody's never going to say, okay, you got me. My name is Marcus Thomas. Nobody's going to say that. It's up to you to critically think your way through and don't let somebody just put in the chat like 15 minutes ago, like, oh, you sound like basically I'm just throwing out a scare tactic or something like that. I instantly blocked them because I'm not going to let you put your propaganda into this research when you can just go research yourself and connect the dots by what I put forth. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to let you do that. So if you came here and said, oh, man, you just want people to fear and you want to, I'm going to go ahead and block you, because at the end of the day, you got the right to call up. You got the right to meet me on the show. You got the right to present your position and your side against what I presented here on Moorish World TV. And I want you to show your face. I don't want you to be sitting behind some camera talking about, yeah, well, you putting these together, but you sound like a conspiracy theorist. And da-da-da. Now, show your face and give me something that shows that what I'm saying is illogical. Anybody is welcome to the show. Anybody. I just ask that you be respectful, you watch your language, and you present something that legitimately dismantles my position, theory, or logic. I invite anybody. Anybody can come to the show. I believe that what I'm saying is so on point, so logically put together, and not far-fetched. And so I invite somebody to bring what they have to counter that. So here he goes again. Come on, man. Y'all, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Why we want to try to make this up? We can't make this up. It is what it is. You can't make this up, fam. You can't make this up. Come on, man. You can't make this up, man. RT is said to be controlled by the Kremlin, by Russia. But like I told you, most Europeans that are in power are out of the loop as it relates to us as a people, melanated people. And so they would believe that one amongst us that have certain amount of views or have something popular has the potential to direct the current of our people. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. When people talking about hidden colors, right? And you can't find somebody especially in the urban communities that haven't heard about hidden colors, right? But there's a difference between popularity and success as it relates to units sold and monetary gain. There's a total difference. I've met some rappers that had gold records, even platinum records, but their automobile didn't reflect the success that I imagined that they had. In other words, I say they automobile because rappers pride themselves on automobiles. Since the time that they had sidekick Suzukis, y'all remember the sidekick Suzukis? Pathfinders and all that. They got Bentleys now, but I'm not expecting some of these rappers in my era to have Bentleys, but I'm just talking about the lemons doing club shows. But the popularity of these people, they're known around the world. And that's how Hidden Colors hits. Everybody knows about it, but there is no way to chart the actual success. We can measure the popularity, but not the success. Even when you read about the book that was sold about the Mac, it says that it was a New York Times bestseller. Well, there's a word that's out on the internet that Jay-Z spent $110 million, if I'm not mistaken. It could be a lie, I don't know, but this is what reported. So Beyonce could be rewarded with an award. So if one wants to put someone in the popularity contest of an author and they are compromised, those who orchestrate the compromise can make some things happen to make something seem like it's a New York Times bestseller. But we ain't seen no ticket sales. We ain't seen no receipts. But the unsuspecting public would believe that this person has influence. And because the powers that be have paid for this person to be in that position, they feel as though that this person can direct the black, quote unquote, melanated population wherever they choose to direct them. So if they want to direct them to talk about pimping, like in rap music, hoe and be this and be that, they can take them wherever they want to go. Wherever they want to go. And in this sense, with foundational black Americans, it's able to move people, but it's been a failure. It's been a failure. It's not, because social media, the trends of social media can change overnight. So most of these old washed up influencers that was once doing it on these old little podcasts, radio, and internet radio stuff, they be trying the same thing now. It don't work like that today. It don't work. And now, people like Tariq Nasheed, he got caught up in the antics of social media, and he was pretty successful as it relates to getting views and getting people to contribute to his projects. But now he's scared to do that now. He ain't gonna make no puppets about nobody no more. He ain't gonna make no cookies about nobody no more. He ain't gonna call nobody a registered sex offender no more. He's not gonna do that no more. So now his star is dwindling. He's not going to try to run up on another Tommy Sotomayor, or run up on the block like he Gangster Chronicles. No, he ain't doing that no more. So now he's got to fall. He got to fall in line. He got to fall in line. So they're using old methods for a new mission, and it ain't gonna work. So FBA has been a failure. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. FBA has been a total failure, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. FBA had a chance for a second. It had a chance when Fat Joe mentioned it. It had a chance. But now FBA don't have a chance anymore. It don't have a chance anymore because many people who thought that FBA could have some substance to it, they went on Twitter, they took a look at it, and they was like, nah, this is silly. Nah, this is silly. This is totally silly. And so, guess what? People may mention FBA. You may got some influencers that may still get checks for FBA to mention FBA, to support FBA, to ride with FBA. But at the end of the day, the average everyday person that got bills to pay, that got children to raise and got children to feed, they don't care about no FBA. They don't care about no FBA. GS, remember way back in the day when the marketing singer Slim Whitman as an international superstar? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. International superstar. Where? I never seen any number 2 seller yet. Always number 1. Seller number spooky. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So we ought to know the play by now. I mean, we ought to know the play by now. Like, for instance, when someone think that, like, they try to use the old psychology approach that you can keep saying something and someone will believe it. And so you have the FBA and Nasheed would keep on saying, we are the grassroots, we are the grassroots, we are the grassroots, we are the grassroots. And it kind of boggles me how people forgot what a grassroots is. It boggles me how people on the internet believe that they are grassroots. It boggles me. Grassroots is community-based. Grassroots is local. Grassroots is not somebody in a Twitter space at 2 a.m. That's not grassroots. It boggles me how people believe and will continue to repeat that they're grassroots. That is not grassroots. It also boggles me how people believe that they are the new black media. Do you remember what they were saying that? We the new black media. We the new black media. We're the new black media. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because the moment that YouTube disengage your channel, the media is over. You're not the new black media. Stop it. But they kept saying it over and over. The new black media, the new black media. But that shows you that that is how the CIs play this hypnotist role in our community. And you see, now I don't want to say that King Kong consciousness is compromised with the CIs, but he do know psychology. And so that's why King Kong always saying the same thing. Hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App. He keeps saying the same thing over and over and over and over because he knows psychologically the subconscious will receive it. Brains and souls are receivers of information. And the soul that is not understanding the mechanics of the soul, or the mind that does not understand the mechanics of the mind, will receive it and hold it to be true and then act it out later. You see what I'm saying? But these idle minds that just watch the internet and listen to these influencers say this stuff over and over and over and over, the moment that they say go left, they're going to go left. The moment that they say go right, they're going to go right. The moment that they say we sitting on the couch until we get some tangibles, but they never describe what tangibles are. They sit on the couch and they end up with the same thing they had before they sit on the couch. What tangibles are you talking about? See, and this how the CIs work. The CIs work like we'll just throw something out there and see what sticks. Do you ever notice that they never claimed, they never really underscore what tangibles that they wanted? They never even say how they're going to get from the conversation to the tangibles. Anybody ever notice that? But it's a nothing burger. FBA is a nothing burger all the way through. It's a nothing burger. No vote, no tangibles, no tangibles, no vote. Well, what do you want? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. What tangibles are you talking about? Like, what tangibles do you get out of an election without sitting down with a politician? What tangibles do you get out of an election season without aligning yourself with a political party that has the ability to give you tangibles? So what they did, they said that against the Democrats and then aligned the FBA with Trump, but Trump never agreed to any tangibles, nor did the Democrats. So what was the point? So that shows you that this is one of those operations where we think that, oh, is it that serious that they will go through all of this trouble for that? They have been doing this for the last 200 years. Why you think they would stop now? If they would go on a plantation and whisper in one person's ear to keep the whole plantation divided, you don't think that they would send one amongst us to go on the internet and keep us divided so we can't calculate how we can come together, how much time it'll take for us to come together, how much time it'll take to get a come up? You know what I mean? Like, you don't think that, come on, man. You really don't think? Come on. We just got to be more smarter, man. And this, at some point, this is great dialogue. This is great dialogue as well as it's great brain exercise. Because although, like I said, I'm not here to slander nobody. I'm not slandering anybody. I'm only connecting some dots that was reported in the news. And I give my assessment, but my assessment is only theory based on evidence that is presented in the news. It's only theory, but in my theory that I put out, I would challenge those to bring forth their theory to validate that I'm wrong. I invite you. I invite you, family. And so again, I don't want to keep this show going too much longer. I would hope that you will go and research the researcher. Go look into what I just presented. Look at these connections. Look at these connections. Look at the connections. This is not by chance. There's always been a mission to dismantle. There's always been a mission to dismantle. And you just got to know who is in the midst of us that was sent to dismantle. There's always one in the midst of us. There's always one in the midst of us. Do you understand? Press 7 if you understand. There's always one in the midst of us to dismantle. Our job in this day forward is to find out who that one is. And we should be ever vigilant to find out who that one is, because you can guarantee there's always going to be one in the midst. They're going to talk like us. They're going to dress like us. They're going to look like us. But as the song go, they not like us. But it's up to you to critically think, because they not going to tell you. They not going to one day and say, aha, you got me. They not going to do that. Before they do that, there will be a fake accident somewhere and they come up missing, and before you know it, the conspiracy theory is that they on an island somewhere in Hawaii. And everybody crying and sad, and then he turns into a hero, and you know what I mean? Like come on now. Like come on. When these type of operations are shut down, there will be a empty casket going in the ground. Nobody's going to admit. Nobody's going to say, yeah, all of this was a charade. Nobody's going to say that. Come on now. We're smart. Like, we've been around long enough to know this. We've been around long enough to know this. And like I said, most people like, why would they go through all this? Again, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? And they is the power structures that do not want us to be independent on our own, producing ourselves and competing for the resources. You follow?
Certified boogeyman.
I'm out of here, family.
Certified boogeyman.
Yes, I am.
Certified boogeyman.
Check 1, 2. Yes, it is.
Certified boogeyman.
Thank you, Crypto.
We're gonna speak the truth.
Manning Bay, thank you.
Regardless of whether you like that truth or not.
Certified boogeyman.
We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors. How people are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple weak frauds that crept through. They put the bean on me, I didn't neglect you. Time's up, allow me to bless you. They yell reparation and they got your attention. A failed clown rapper,
Yes, indeed.
claimed he was pimping. But you don't know, he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes
Certified boogeyman.
and trying to figure out which one has the venom sac under his tongue. This one is not
Certified
poison.
boogeyman.
FBA was laughing when he went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand, that's who own them. Lying on GS, claiming I stalked them. That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family. Cause people look like me, continue to scam me. Continue to scam us in the name of liberation. But when I call them out, they claim that I'm hating. Who
Certified
says
boogeyman.
I smacked somebody?
Certified
Poke your
boogeyman.
chest out, then slide
Certified
thousands of miles. Check it out. For a
Certified
peace order,
boogeyman.
for a peace order. I'm back
Certified
like I left
boogeyman.
something, and you kept fronting, sick the Romans on me, but they ain't really stopping nothing. How you say you slap a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't adding up. Now I'm in the deep waters. I done took a deep dive, see who you really are. Who
If this was another genre like entertainment news, would have millions and millions of views. This is a masterpiece. This man.
Hip hop was conscious, you came with something different. Goofy clown rap to take it off trap, but you were so back, nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned you to a thug. From Cosmo to K-Fact, but still got no love. Album went wood, it was trash, no good. You was hip hop police, stitching on the hood. How you make a documentary about hip hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop? Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them, and I don't plan to stop until everybody knows them.
He's back!
This is a masterpiece. If this was another genre like entertainment news, would have millions and millions of views. This is a masterpiece.
In Springfield,
this man.
in Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating They're eating the pets of the people that live
is a
there.
sick Negro.
And this is what's happening in our country. And it's a shame.
I'm good. 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 I'm good.
He was talking about, man, he had just come out of his surgery. He had pneumonia. His back was broke. Say he had a goddamn brain aneurysm, and he forgot his information. You see, man, you got to quit coming up with all these excuses, man.
You know, listen, as the First Lady of FBA, you know, listen, as the First Lady of FBA, you know, listen, as the First Lady of FBA, you know, listen, as the First Lady of FBA.
Nobody lying on you, silly Billy. That man beat you, man. Beat you like a thief. Yeah, I just seen silly Billy Carson respond to how that, white boy drug him in that damn debate.
You know, listen, as the First Lady of FBA. You know, listen, as the First Lady of FBA. You know, listen, as the First Lady of FBA. You know, listen, as the
I just seen silly Billy Carson respond to how that, how that white boy drug him in that damn debate.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.